Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are going to talk about what the Bible has to say about preparedness and even calamity. So we'll get to that in just a minute.
With every star, we are born again. Open your heart, spend this time in your head.
I've been asked many times why a Christian should consider being prepared. Why do we need to get ready for anything? Doesn't God say in the Bible that He even takes care of the sparrows? They don't have to worry about anything. And how much more does He love us? While yes, it does say that in the Bible, there's an awful lot of other things in the Bible as well. So I'm going to start by giving you some examples. So let's start with first Noah. Noah was tasked to build an ark to save his family and two of every kind of animal and a whole bunch of birds. Lots of preparations to last them for a very long time on a very long and arduous journey, essentially, of God destroying the earth and then allowing it to begin again. It took Noah 120 years to build the ark. He could have said, well, God, if you're so amazing and you can do all of this, why don't I just sit back for 120 years, continue to do what I want to do, and you can build the ark for me? With the snap of a finger, with one word, everything could be done, and you could save me. But that's not what happened. God called Noah to do something, and Noah, for 120 years, had to be faithful to follow through. We can also look at the story of Joseph. Joseph, who interpreted dreams, was told by God that there would be 7 years of plenty and then 7 years of famine. And what did he tell Joseph to do? Prepare. In those 7 years of plenty, he was to hold back 1/5 of the grain so that in the 7 hard years, they would have enough for not only themselves, but their entire nation and people who came from around their nation to be able to help them survive the really hard times. Now, again, Joseph could have said, after all the stuff that I have just been through, you can do it yourself. No, I'm on my own. I'm going to wait for you to take care of me. I've already been through enough. But that's not what happened. Joseph, knowing that God would tell him when and what, but not always why, he followed through on that, and he saved an entire nation because of it. So what does God say to us about preparation? We're going to look at Proverbs 6 through 11, and I'm going to read this. It says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. Yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a bandit, and scarcity like an armed man." God has the ability to provide for us, yes. But that does not mean that we get to sit back and do nothing. He speaks of a time and a season to plant and a time and a season to harvest. That's work. To till the soil, to plant, to tend your crops, and then to go out and collect it. I would love to say that all we have to do is sit back, put our feet up, do what we think God is calling us to do, and He's going to take care of everything. But He's given us plenty of examples where He has asked us to do things in preparation for ourselves and those that we love. So now for the calamity and the bad stuff that's going to happen. I want you to take a look at Isaiah 45, verse 7. It says, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create calamity. I, the Lord, do all these things." He is the one that flooded the earth. He is the one that allowed those terrible things to happen to Joseph. He has a reason for everything that he does. And sometimes he lets us in on it. Sometimes he doesn't. He told Noah. He told Joseph, bad times are coming. Sometimes he doesn't, as in the situation of Job. There was nothing Job could have done to prepare for what happened to him. God didn't warn him. And yet there was a reason. God always has a reason, and he will always turn things for good for those who love him. So why do I think that something bad is going to happen? I've gotten this one. There's a lot of reasons. Gas prices, egg prices alone could be enough. But there's so much more than that. And I've actually talked about this in one of my past videos. A lot of those things are distractions. And I don't really want to get into what I think about each one of those situations and what this circumstance could mean, because I want to spend my energy getting ready in case they do come to fruition, or if things do in fact get worse. There is a book series that is called The Mystery of the Shemitah. Hopefully I'm saying that right, by Jonathan Cahn. I recommend that you look into this series. Jonathan is a prophet, and he, in this book series, draws the parallels between America, one nation under God, and Israel. And he shows how Israel's demise is most likely exactly what is going to happen to America, and that his hedge of protection has been removed from us because of our own actions. So I don't think that it's a question of if, I think it's a question of when. So for anyone who's wondering why I, as a Bible reading, God-fearing Christian woman, think that something bad is going to happen, that's actually one of the main reasons that I do. After reading that book, you might find yourself being a little bit scared and worried. And sometimes it can seem overwhelming. But I want to encourage you that there is always something that we can do. Being prepared is not a way of saying that I don't trust God. Being prepared is actually a way of me saying, thank you, God, for allowing me to know enough that I can prepare for what may come. Because whether it is something man-made or nature-made, hurricanes, tornadoes, blizzards, those are all things that we cannot control. But we can try to have preparations in our home just in case the power goes out, in case we can't get to the store because the road has washed out. If we have those things in our home, it gives us a better chance to be able to make it through that situation. Some people have said that the day they woke up, they realized how terrifying everything was. And forgive me, but I'm going to say, as Ryan Hall on Ryan Hall, y'all, from YouTube says, don't be scared, be prepared. At least he says he probably is the first one that said that. Not totally positive, but I agree. Don't be scared. It's time to get prepared. Because there are a lot of things that we can do to get prepared for horrible weather situations or for the gas and egg prices to go up even higher. Whatever that looks like for you personally, only you know that. And you need to do what's going to be best for you. But I want to encourage you to take the first steps and start really, truly looking at it through that lens. We are never guaranteed that only good things will happen to us. In fact, we have come to rely on that so much that I truly fear that that could be our downfall. I've also had people recently that have asked questions about a possible EMP, electromagnetic pulse, that could take out a portion, if not all, of our grid here in America, our electrical grid. Well, if you wanted to know what that would look like, Or if it was something like another war and we got cut off our food supplies and so many different things, I encourage you to look into the book series 1 Second After. That paints a picture for what it would look like if we were to simply lose power, all of our electricity, all of our electrical devices, what that would do to our country. And again, it's not a pretty picture. It really isn't. But it is possible, especially with the way that things are in the world today. I would rather do what I can in a positive manner, not in a fearful way, to try to help my family through whatever may come. Of course, I'm never going to be prepared for everything. Nobody ever will be. But I truly believe that God has called me to begin not only preparing my own family, but sharing that with you guys. That was never what I signed up for when I went on YouTube. It was simply to share my health journey. But this too could be a big portion of my health journey, because if I don't prepare for my family to have enough low-carb foods, and say something happens and we're cut off for 3 months, I need to know that my family has enough low-carb foods to last for 3 months. Everyone's situation is going to be different. I need to make sure I have enough firewood, or a way to cut my own firewood in the wintertime, and a way to stay cool in the summertime. How do I power my freezers and my fridges? There's so many things to look at. And I'm not going to go into all of them because there are so many other channels that are talking about that. There are a lot of places that you can get good information from, and I highly recommend that you go and look at some. I love Appalachia's Homestead, and I refer to Patera a lot, and I highly recommend that you begin looking into those things if you have not yet. With all of that, I will tell you that I do know that there are some believers who have been told very specifically from God not to prepare. Now, I know these people, and they truly are brothers and sisters in Christ, and they have been told don't prepare because they have other things that they need to be doing. And you may be one of those people, but most of the people that I'm talking to have this kind of urge, and I don't quite understand it, but I really feel like maybe I should go get a couple extra cans of something, and I don't even eat canned food, but I would say it's probably a good idea to listen to that inner voice. Listen to what you're being led to do, and go ahead and start doing it to the best of your ability. I recommend 5 cans a week. That's what Patera recommends, and I think it sounds like a great plan. 5 cans a week is like the minimum. If you could buy 1 extra can of food every time you went to the store, 5 cans a week, put it on your shelf, and then don't touch it. Just as in the situation with Joseph and with Noah, they put up reserves for the future and they didn't eat it at the time. So do anything that you can to get ready for whatever may be coming. I have also recently had people say, I have no idea what God is saying because I don't know what God's voice is or what it sounds like. Well, luckily right now, I'm actually leading a Bible study online with Emily Penton from Inner Clarity System. Every Saturday at 5 Central, we do a Bible study, and this is it right here. It is called Experiencing God. My church is actually doing this Bible study right now as well. Down below in the description box is my link to take you to Amazon, where you can get this book in just a few days. We just finished up our unit number 2. We are moving into unit number 3. If you want to hear what God sounds like and you want to get a closer relationship with Him so that you can understand what He is saying to you, I want to encourage you to come and join the study. It's free. We're not charging you. The only cost is actually the book. And let me tell you, it really is worth it. It's hands-on. You're in the Word 5 days a week. You are writing things down and it's putting things into new perspective for you. And it really helps you understand how to hear the voice of God and experience Him on a one-on-one relationship. And I'm going to end this video with this. I want to encourage you guys to start keeping a journal. I would say write down things that are going on, whether it is the price of eggs, the price of gas for the day, anything kind of stood out a little bit to you. What do you see going on in the stores, on the road, in your family, all of those kinds of things. Because sometimes those types of books, those types of journals are actually what paint a clearer picture of history. History, or at least our history books, is always written by the victors. And it's things like Anne Frank's diary that can give us another perspective of what was going on behind the textbook. So consider doing that, because we seem to be living through a time of extremes. Extraordinary things are happening, good or bad, they are definitely happening. So I want to encourage you guys to keep a record of what is going on in your life, and to join the Bible study if you want to get closer to God. Now, I'm going to leave this video right here and go spend time with my family, but I really wanted to bring this to you and answer a couple of questions and some accusations even that I have recently received over not trusting God by preparing. So I hope that this brings a little bit of clarity to the situation and puts your mind at ease. I don't want to scare anybody, but I do want you to be aware of what's going on in society, in your surroundings, and even in your home. So thanks so much, guys, for listening to this video. Please like, subscribe, and share if you know a Christian who doesn't believe in preparing or that God will only bring good things. Thank you again so much for stopping in today, and I will see you on the way. Let me turn this up a little tiny bit, just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Better? Better. Betterer? Kind of betterer. Okay. Whether or not it... there's so many things. There's so many things I could say. How do I put this? Well, lucky for you, I actually have... Oh, I'm itchy.